Little spin off the ground there from Morrissey. Hegarty loses out to Carney. Possession vital. Cork bring it away. And they've acres of space inside. If Horgan can lift it. Horgan with a goal chance for Cork. Brilliant finish.
Hello and welcome to another season of Talking Points here on Balls.ie, our GAA show brought to you in partnership with Sky Sports. Each week we'll be bringing you inside the game, highlighting some of the best analysis from Sky Sports GAA coverage. Where else could we start this week but with that thriller in Páirc Uí Chaoimh on Saturday evening? Cork and Limerick shared the spoils after an early match of the year contender. And after the game, Cork cornerback Colm Spillane actually joined Jamesie in studio to discuss the crucial Pa Horgan second half goal and reflect on the match as a whole.
I'm delighted to say that we're joined in the studio by Colm Spillane. Colm, thank you for joining us and here to look at some reaction back on that game with Jamesie.
Yeah, Colm, listen, thanks for coming up. Really appreciate it. We're going to look at the goal. I suppose it came at a crucial stage in the second half. Again, great work, I suppose, by your forwards. You know, Daniel Carney's in there, Luke Mead is in there. They turn it over, and I suppose a guy you're familiar with in training, Hoggy, is inside. Seamus finds him. Can you believe he was in this kind of space?
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's probably down to having the extra man. Maybe the Limerick backs kind of were shuffling around and we got a bit of space out of it. But yeah, look, I see him every day in training. He's lethal when he gets the ball like that and score. And look, that's the kind of work rate we want from our forwards, and I think it was great to overturn that. And I think that was probably one of the turning points in the game. Like, yeah, but yeah, it was great.
Listen, at half time, I mean, did you discuss that Mark was going to be the extra man? Did you talk much about that? Was it a case of just trying to utilise this, as I said, the extra player you had at the back, work the ball out up the field?
Yeah, I suppose. Look, we wanted Mark Colm to be the spare man, but I think. And he obviously was, but I think Limerick upped their work rate much better in the second half. Certainly when I got the ball, there wasn't as many options probably. And look, we don't look for any excuses. We weren't saying we're tired or anything like that. I think Limerick played exceptionally well, and it's a great credit to them. I think being down to 14 men and to battle back into the game like that. And look, I suppose at the end of the draw, we're probably happy enough with that being down 2 or 3 points at one stage. So we take that.
Are you looking forward to the week off?
Yeah, I suppose. But personally, I enjoy the kind of playing a match every week. I think the frustrations come from having one match and then having to wait 4 or 5 weeks to train. So yeah, look, there was only a 6-day turnaround this day, which probably we're not looking for excuses, but maybe it showed a small bit in the second half or a bit of complacency. But yeah, look, we've a week off now. I suppose we can kind of gather our thoughts and have 2 weeks to focus in on Waterford game. So.
Great to hear from Colm there, who himself got on the score sheet on Saturday evening. He popped up with a great point just before half-time. That draw leaves Cork top of the table in Munster going into the rest week. And meanwhile, in the earlier game on Sky Sports, it was the Leinster Championship, and All-Ireland champions Galway showed their class in a comfortable 9-point win over Wexford. An early goal from Conor Whelan 90 seconds into the match really set them on their way, and James O'Connor broke down how that goal came about at half-time.
We're going to have a look at Galway's goal, Conor Whelan's goal. There's a little bit of blame attributable to Wexford in this as well. So, to an extent, they were architects of their own downfall, but Galway brilliant in their execution.
Yeah, poor first touch here from Lee Chin, and the ball breaks to Pádraig Mannion, and the goal stems from this. Now, what does Mannion see when he's heading on goal? Well, he surveys the field, sees what's in front of him. Conor Whelan to his right, Johnny Glynn in the middle, straight in front of him, and in his direct line of vision is Sean Murphy, the Wexford sweeper. We run the clock on, or the play on, Brian. Here's Glynn. It's just a perfect pass, I suppose. He's got to get that ball in over the sweeper's head. Glynn, look at the athleticism he shows. Great catch. And again, just a wonderful speed of hand to get the ball back into Mannion's path. And Mannion should really have buried it from here. But Whelan is following up. And Wexford get a second bite of the cherry there. Reck could possibly have hooked him. There's a defender on the line. And again, for Davy, it was a killer goal to give away at such an early stage in the game.
That catch and pass from Johnny Glynn was absolutely class, and it really justified Micheál Donoghue's decision to start him as a surprise starter in the game. That win, of course, guarantees that Galway will be in the Leinster final, but it also sets up a mouth-watering clash live on Sky Sports next Saturday, where Wexford will face Kilkenny for the right to play Galway in that Leinster final. That game forms part of a double header on Sky Sports, with the earlier game being the Meath versus Tyrone match in the football qualifiers. Coverage begins at 4:30, and we will be back later on in the week to preview both of those games. But before then, make sure to check out the Sky Sports GAA Championship review on Wednesday at 9 p.m. But we leave you with one of sport's purest skills, the art of the sideline cut from the magician, Joe Canning.
And he's in to this cauldron for the second half. Canning, oh, that's bending beautifully. That's absolutely outrageous from Canning. We had the perfect view. He bent it from left to right. Joe Canning once again takes the breath away.